everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of 31 Days of Indie Horror. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and we have an excellent guest. She is my co-host for Frights of the Round Table. She also does she's been on Indie Film Cafe and a few other ones. And last year, she was for 31 Days of Indie Horror. So we had to have her back. Please welcome Ana Xaden. How are you doing, Ana?
Doing good. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Now, so I got to talk to you about this because last year we did ginger snaps. And I forgot. I don't know if I mentioned this or not in the last one because I didn't re-listen to it. But one of my remembrance of that movie was I was in Los Angeles, and I was in my roommate's room while she was gone, and I was the only one home, and I heard a knock on the door at 2 a.m.
Oh, wow.
So, and the dogs start barking and going crazy. So I went over to check, and I saw this lady, and she was like this far, like she was this far, like far away from the door. And so I messaged my roommate about it, asking her what her thoughts were on what I should do, and she was like, "Don't answer it." Nine out of 10 times, it's somebody who's going to rob you. Like they're knocking on the door asking for help or something like that, but they're planning to rob you. And so I had a little scary scene happen to me.
Wow.
While I was watching Ginger Snaps. I remember it specifically on that movie and everything. And I was like, because I got up and I left, I had to pause it and I had to go deal with that. And so I don't know if I mentioned that on the last one or not, but I did. I wanted to make sure I mentioned it now.
Wow, that sounds scary, man.
LA was scary. I'm not gonna lie.
It really is. I had a homeless lady knocking on my hotel room door my first time in California. I was like, I don't know you. She's like, give me money. Yeah, she told me give her money.
I think we did talk about this then.
I think so.
Because I remember your story.
No joke with robbers, man. California's scary.
No, not at all. All right, so we're going to be talking about Ginger Snaps 2 in this episode. And let's so I had never seen it. You've obviously seen it. I'm going to just flat out say this. I enjoyed it, but I did not like it nearly as much as the first. I'll just say that.
I like the first better.
I like the first better, but if I had to rate these, I'd probably rate the first one a 5 because out of 5 stars, because I really love it. I thought it was great and had some whatever. This I'd probably rate a 3.5 to a 4. I'm not sure.
That's what I would give it.
Yeah, I mean it's got some really good, scenes in it, and I really enjoyed Emily Perkins, who plays Bridget. I really enjoy her, but what I was really and I guess understand there are going to be spoilers if you haven't seen Ginger Snaps 2 and you don't want spoilers, back out now because there's going to be tons of that. So first of all, we come back to realize that Ginger is dead. She's gone. Like there's no bringing her back or something, or whatever. And I think that was the problem. The biggest problem with the first one was that they killed her off, because I bet they were not planning. I bet they weren't planning a sequel. They were thinking this is one and done.
I don't think they were. That's what they were thinking, actually. They thought that they were going to do one and it wasn't going to make a hit, but it was like an indie hit.
I know. It was a huge hit.
It was hard to find years ago. I had to order it from Canada.
Oh, wow. I'm not surprised
so my copy's Canadian.
Since it is a Canadian film,
Yes.
But so then so basically the second one has Bridget now, and she's doing this the Wolf's Bane and stuff from the Monk's Hood, I guess.
Monk's Hood, yeah.
Yeah, and she's trying so hard to like inject herself with this poison that basically will help her I guess stop the be turning into a wolf,
it slows the change.
Yeah, it slows the change. You're right, exactly. So she is now kind of doing that, and there's still the wolf out there, and
Yeah.
the wolf and this guy Jeremy, who's just this I guess he's a library guy who wanted to give her books. He basically wanted to see her again or whatever. But the problem is
Yeah.
he picked the wrong chick, because he finds her. She's like, on the wolf's bane, and she's like kind of convulsing. He thinks he'll take her to hospital or whatever, and then the wolf attacks and kills him, and she gets out, and she goes to hospital, but she ends up in a rehab
Yep.
thing. And so it becomes like, you ever seen like Girl Interrupted?
Yeah.
It becomes like Girl Interrupted with werewolves, in this
Yep.
one.
She
So
goes pretty dark with some of the stuff she says about it too, man.
with what?
With the stuff she was saying about her outlook on the future.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, her future was pretty much either she was going to turn into a werewolf and kill everybody, or she was just going to slowly live,
Yeah.
keep living until one day she turned into it,
Yeah.
And I kind of felt bad for her because, like, obviously, when most people hear that shit, they kind of hear you think you're a werewolf, people are going to want to basically keep the drugs away from you. And
Exactly.
that's exactly what happens, right? They try to keep
Yeah.
the drugs away from her, except for this douchebag guy, Tyler. I think it was
Oh.
Tyler. Yeah. He was a complete asshole, but I loved him. Like, I loved every character in this movie.
Yeah.
And then there was Ghost, played by Tatiana Maslany, I guess is how you say her name.
I think
And
so.
she later on had the biggest career out of all of them, and still does, actually, out of everybody in the movie. She was on the hit Canadian TV show Orphan Black, which I remember watching and actually really, really enjoying. Have you heard
Oh,
of
I
it?
haven't seen it. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. It's good.
It's really good.
I
And
have to check
now
it out.
she's gonna be in the Marvel Disney Plus show She-Hulk. She's gonna be
No
playing
way.
She-Hulk. Yeah. So she,
Wow.
out of, when you look back at her career, like with Ghost, she was really good. Like,
Yeah.
I liked her, but who would have thought this girl would become like a huge star? I mean, I guess really technically, she was probably one of the most I don't know, secretive and kind of hard to pinpoint kind of character in the whole series of
Yeah.
films, because you really didn't know where she was coming from until the end. And then you were probably like thrown off, like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? So I really enjoyed her. I really enjoyed Emily Perkins, who plays, the main girl. What I also noticed is all of these girls and guys, and some of the guys too, have all acted in Supernatural. And
Oh wow.
yeah, I just saw that today because I was going through their each person's credits,
Mhm.
and there was that Supernatural was one of the credits on every
Wow, that's crazy.
that guy who played Jeremy, the librarian guy. Apparently he's in the next one
Yeah.
as well, which is, the next one seems weird because
It's very weird because it's back in the day. It's like Cowboys and Indians Day.
okay, so
They're actually Cowboys and Indians fighting.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, Native Americans, not
Yeah.
Indians. But still, I mean, they had the bows and arrows. They were going after wolves are attacking the place. And these girls are stuck in a colony. Sick.
Well,
because both of them were infected at one point.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that next year.
But it's a weird one. I'm not sure I recommend that one.
Well, we'll still watch it because we have to do the trilogy,
Yes, exactly.
and we'll review it. And we'll probably, because it seems to be that they each are probably getting, less and less ratings, or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's why they probably didn't make a fourth. But once again, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that when they made the first one, they weren't expecting to make a second one. And it sort of like they were trying to figure it out, because I don't think people liked the fact that Ginger, who's the fucking main like name of the movie, it's called Ginger Snaps,
Yeah.
and yet she's like only in it for maybe 20 minutes of the movie, and that's as basically the girl's imagination, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Her hallucinations.
Her hallucinations, which I loved that a little bit, because it reminded me of you ever seen American Werewolf in London?
Yes, a long time ago.
Yeah, and
Been a
American
while.
Werewolf in London had basically the guy who he killed, when he was a werewolf, he killed the guy, his friend, and his friend was a ghost talking to him, like his hallucination.
Yeah.
So I think that was what they were trying to go with, which I understand, because they had to figure out where to put Ginger. They couldn't just leave Ginger dead and that's it.
Yeah.
That would have been an interesting name, Ginger Dead. Like Ginger
Yeah.
Dead Man, but or whatever, Ginger Dead. Or like gingerbread, but Ginger Dead. Instead of Ginger Snaps too.
You know what I wonder about with Ginger Snaps 2 versus 1? Why they didn't make Bridget's transformation beautiful like Ginger? Because if you remember, Ginger's transformation was beautiful.
It's been a year since I've seen it, so
yeah. And like Bridget was kind of ugly when she transformed.
Oh yeah, she got
ugly. The ears, she got like the hairy palms. Bridget got that, but all in one instant.
I know. I felt like there was a master
ghost watching this stuff through the walls. Oh my god,
that was creepy.
Everything.
Well, she was, and that I think went really well with her character. Basically, her character was this like nosy little kid who kind of, you find more information about her. Like she actually burned her what was it, her aunt or grandmother.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She said that she smoked, and that's what happened when she fell asleep in bed with a cigarette. And then the secret came out that she burned the grandmother. Yeah. And Bridget got so angry.
I don't blame her, because the wolf
come out.
Well, that was at the time she was transforming too. So like all her anger and those little things are gonna start piling into and she was angry because like this girl had just lied, about this. So, what else has she been lying about? And how can she trust this little girl, who would burn her own fucking grandma? I mean, that's some fucked up shit. Like, I always kind of view, it's so funny because I always kind of view werewolves as sort of like, when you're drinking too much and you black out and you wake up, and you might wake up naked, and you don't know what the fuck happened the night before. You might have killed somebody, you don't know. That is how I kind of view werewolves. That's
kind of what it's like.
Yeah,
it's a blackout. They don't remember what happened.
They
find a dog next to them.
Oh, poor Rocky. My dog's name is Rocky. Rocky. My dog is named Rocky. So when I heard it, I was just like, oh no, don't kill the dog. Don't kill the dog.
Yeah.
Then I saw the dog, and that was the worst. The worst like head of a dog. Like
it really was, man. I'm so glad they made it so fake.
I know. I probably would have hated it if there were like a real looking dog. Like, you ever seen that movie?
I would have too.
You ever seen that movie Fear?
Yes, the one with Mark Wahlberg, right?
With Mark Wahlberg. Remember the scene where they chop off the dog's head and stick it through the I'll never watch that movie again because of that.
I owned it before I watched it, and then I watched it and I saw that part. I could not watch it again.
I still own it and on Blu-ray and everything, and I may someday watch it again, but like I want to just cover my eyes because I like, at least I know it's coming. When I don't know it's coming is the worst.
Yes, like on John Wick, I didn't know that was coming.
Well,
I hate that movie now.
I do know it's coming, and I still haven't seen the first one. I saw the second one, but I've never seen the first one, and I own the first one, so I will watch it. And at least I know it's coming. So now it doesn't It'll probably still affect me, but it won't affect me
Yeah.
as
I
hard.
stick my fingers in my ears and I close my eyes and I go la 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 until somebody taps me to tell me it's over.
Usually bulldog, right?
Yes. Well, his mom did it one day. She tapped me and she's like, okay.
Oh,
I was like, thank you.
oh man, it's sad. It is sad. I
No,
hate.
I'll flat out leave a room if I know an animal's about to die in a movie. Like that's
Well,
why I hated the new Chucky because they killed the cat.
mm-hmm.
I was like, Chucky doesn't kill animals. Why did he kill the cat?
It's the
So
new
I can't.
Chucky.
I never finished Chucky.
It's the new Chucky. I didn't like
Yeah.
that new Chucky anyway.
No.
I love Mark Hamill, the guy who did the voice. He plays Luke
Yeah, I love
Skywalker.
him.
I love him, and I thought he did an excellent, like menacing, scary voice. You know,
Yeah.
if anybody's gonna take over for Brad Dourif, like Mark Hamill, but
Yeah.
I just couldn't get in that movie.
Yeah. I just lost interest after the cat. I was like, oh, screw this. I was like,
But
I'm not watching the rest of this.
we're not here
So
to
I
talk
tried
about
to watch
child's
it on the
play.
airplane, and that happened. So I had no warning. I started crying in the airplane, man.
Okay, all right. Well,
People were looking at me.
we need to get back to
But
Ginger
Ginger
Snaps.
Snaps too. The dog's head was so fake. It was kind of funny.
It was kind of funny, which I think you're right. If they had made it look real, I think I would have hated the movie a little bit more. And you know what
Yes.
I liked was that they never showed the dog before, or I don't remember
Yeah,
them
that's
ever showing the
true.
dog. So you never really had a connection to the dog, you know?
They showed him one time
Okay.
when she was feeding him, but she
Oh,
just took the bowl out and she ran back inside.
right. So
But they didn't have interaction with them.
yeah,
So
it
that
wasn't
made it
much of
better.
a it wasn't like you got to spend time with the dog, you know,
Yeah.
and then and everything, because that's usually when I'm sad is like you get to know the
Yeah.
dog, it's part of the family, you like it, and then you know the only other movie that's really made me like you ever seen the movie Cujo, you know, Stephen King
Yes.
movie.
Hated
um
Cujo.
I wanted Cujo dead.
Yeah.
Not because he was a malicious, nasty, vicious dog or whatever, but because he had rabies and he
Yeah.
needed to be put down, you know, which sucks. It's a terrible thing and sad.
Yeah.
But you know, whatever. So anyway, so going back
I
to
didn't
Ginger
even
Snaps.
remember he had rabies. Wow. I
Yeah,
wonder if werewolves get rabies.
that's a good question. Oh my
You never
god.
hear about a rabid werewolf.
Well, I mean, they're already vicious enough. I mean, could you
Yeah.
imagine?
But could
Oh,
you imagine with that amped up 10 times more?
oh
Oh
my
my God,
God.
I'd be running.
See, there you go. We're spinning ideas right now for future movies, you know.
Yes. Wow.
Um,
I've always wondered that though, if they can get rabies, because there's never been a movie about werewolves with rabies. I'm like, what? Did they just get rid of it?
it could be called Rabid Werewolf, you know, Rabid Wolf. I don't know, like
Well, I can
something.
say Bridget did look kind of rabid.
She looked pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And I did like her transformation, even though you said the other one was more beautiful for
Yeah.
Ginger. And I get that, you know, I can dig, like, you know what I mean? Like I get it. That, and I think maybe a lot of that has to do with the fact that uh Bridget wasn't the main character, you know,
Yeah.
like Ginger was. So
Yeah.
maybe like since she wasn't the sister with the whatever, maybe I don't know. Or maybe they spent so much money on the regular you know, werewolf, who looked amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
I was impressed. And
Yes.
I mean, because a lot of those times they don't really show the werewolf much. They'll just show like the eyes or whatever. Or if they
Yeah.
do show it, it looks really fake and cheesy and bad. But
Yeah.
but man, I really enjoyed that. And I thought they did a fantastic job.
They did.
And so on the werewolf.
Who
So
did the werewolf?
I don't know. Let me see if
Ah.
I can find it.
Oh, okay.
It
You
was
got
somebody.
extra.
It's got to be someone famous.
Yes, totally, because it was too well done.
Yeah, it was somebody who so it's called Ginger Snaps 2 Unleashed, which I
Yes.
thought was a nice title for it. Okay, let me see who did the people are gonna have to bear with us real quick. Those are just makeup, the visual effects. Yes, it wasn't visual effects. Visual effects, special effects. Howard Berger.
Ah,
I think if I'm correct, he is
I
part
heard that
of
name.
K and B Effects. So maybe K and B did it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. Yep, Greg Nicotero, which is N, the N and K and B. So yeah, so Howard Berger um and Greg Nicotero. So yeah, that makes total sense why the freaking
Very
werewolf
cool.
looked amazing. They did like, I think if I'm correct, they did stuff like From Dusk Till Dawn and
Nice.
many other like I don't know if they do The Walking Dead or whatnot, but
Hmm.
they do a bunch of these things. So they're just amazing, special effects guys.
Yeah.
So I really like them. I really like the effects that they did on it. I just thought it looked brutal, period. Like the look of the werewolf. I mean, his
Yeah.
like the mouth and just how his whole body. I mean, I was impressed.
Yeah, me too. It was nice.
I think I liked it better than the first one, if I'm
Yeah, I
correct.
didn't like the first one. It just didn't look like a werewolf.
Well, see, that's the thing because they probably have more money on the
Yeah,
next go round.
probably
So
so. Yeah,
So
you're right.
they had more money and they were like, let's spend it on this amazing, special effect of the werewolf because
Yeah.
why not? You know, because we need it to look better than the first. Because if you have more money, like this movie probably made a good amount, so Lionsgate probably gave them more money to make the next one. Um,
Yeah.
but then again, like I mean, then that's when they had to like make things, they couldn't have a Catherine Isabel in it much because she was dead. And so they had to make it about Emily dealing with this, werewolf that's still out there,
Yeah.
Um, I just would have loved to see who the werewolf was, you know.
Yeah, me too.
You never get to see that. You
No.
see him attacked and whatnot. And at one point, I was scared that they were going to go that route where they thought, and maybe they should have actually, but I would have loved to see if what was her name? Alice? Was that the
Oh
lady
yeah,
who
Alice.
the lady who
The
ran the
Yeah,
thing?
she was a counselor.
Counselor. It would have
Yeah,
been nice if she were the werewolf. That would have been
that
cool.
would have been cool. I
But
could see her as a werewolf.
yeah, like she could control when she becomes one and when she doesn't,
Yeah.
and stuff. That would be awesome, like
Yeah.
because I don't know what the rules necessarily are. And the thing I like too was that like she asked the question about silver bullets, did you kill your sister with the silver bullet? And she's like, werewolves aren't super heroes, or whatever,
Yeah.
which make me laugh about that because like, yeah, you normally because she killed her with a knife is what she said.
Yeah.
And so it goes to think that you can just kill something just the way you can normally kill a dog. um i
Yep.
didn't i didn't like the deer part. I was like,
Yeah, I didn't like
really?
that either.
I was like, really? You're gonna, I mean, thankfully they didn't show like too close. I didn't really see much of the deer
Yeah.
itself, or whatever, but I was like, come on, man,
Yep.
like you're killing animals left and right here. um
Exactly.
I'm not
Well,
liking
I
it.
mean, it's a werewolf movie. I guess we had to expect that.
I know, but maybe that's why I don't watch werewolf movies that much,
I don't either. These are the only ones I watch. Like I watched American Werewolf in London, American Werewolf in Paris.
Hmm.
I watched The Howling when I was like 14, but I don't remember anything about it. And Ginger Snaps. That's the only werewolf movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh, Teen Wolf. I watched Teen Wolf.
Well, Teen Wolf's so silly and goofy that
Yeah.
I don't even count it as like a real werewolf movie.
No, man, that was just a comedy.
I don't know. I like werewolves, and we did do a werewolf movie earlier called Where,
Oh, nice.
for 31 days of indie horror, and it was a pretty cool premise. But I like this movie a little bit better, I think.
Nice.
Just because I don't know, it's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Like it's an hour and a half, but it doesn't feel like it. It just kind of goes quickly.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I liked, there was one of my favorite scenes in the movie was when they were being like really nasty. The girls were being really nasty to Ghost. They're like throwing
throwing the
pennies at her and
Yes.
stuff. And
At the Village Idiot.
yeah, and then Emily, or was it Bridget, was like, "Can you get out of my way? I'm trying to watch the TV," and the
Yeah.
girls wasn't listening. So she threw her against the wall and stuff. And
Yeah.
then you sort of see Ghost's dark side, because she was like, "Next time you can like bash her face in," or something like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, this girl is like,
A
like
little
she's
unhinged.
yeah." Like she's talking about bashing somebody's head in. But then there's that whole part of like, she apparently lies, I guess, to get what
Yeah.
she wants. So she lied about that guy like raping her,
Yeah.
and stuff, which I thought was a little like, I mean, at first I was like, oh my God, this guy's a little touchy, to a kid. Like she's fucking
Yeah.
like, she's like not even 18,
Nope.
and shit. He should not be like even not even 16. This girl's like probably like 14 or something.
He looked about 13 or 14.
Yeah, and the kid, whatever, he was in his 20s at least.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really creepy. Like,
Exactly.
now I don't know what was actual, because she did say like, that didn't actually happen, did it? And she was like, no, but he was getting too close or something. So I'm wondering how much of that actually happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wonder
True.
if he actually did touch her or not, kind of thing. You know what I
I
mean?
don't think he did. I think he was going after all the older girls in there.
Apparently, girls were just sucking his dick and shit.
Yeah, man. That
for
one
that
girl
drugs.
for the cocaine. I was like, wow, man, you'll do that for cocaine? It's like, that's
Yep.
pretty low.
I mean, it was so weird. Like, but I guarantee you, I mean, I'm not saying all like treatment facilities or whatever, but I bet there are some like fucked up facilities that
There
the
are.
guys try to take advantage of girls. Like they're able to get some stash or something, and basically give them the thing for favors.
Yeah,
And so fucked up.
they do.
But that's all part of this movie. Like,
Yes, it totally played a part in it, and how she wanted the shot, but he had to give it to her in a special place.
Well,
Oh my God.
I mean, obviously that was probably going to be her ass, is going to be my guess.
No,
Because
vagina.
you think it was going to be the vagina?
He was telling her about a vein that travels up it.
Oh, I forgot that part. Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my God, that's horrible. Who would want a needle there?
Ew, no.
I would just turn into a werewolf.
Why wouldn't
Like,
you
you guys are about to see a change.
I mean, why can't he say why couldn't he do the ass? Because
he didn't want her to have marks.
Right, but are they going to be checking her ass out, I guess?
Some places do. They make you shower with them in the room.
Well, that place didn't.
Yeah.
She was able to take a bath like by
Yeah, I
herself.
forgot about that. She did take a bath by herself.
Yeah, they let her.
Give her in her ass.
Yeah, like I don't understand why she wouldn't have been like.
But it had to go in a vein.
Oh, maybe there's no veins in your ass. I don't know. I don't really look at my ass that. Don't. I hear all these guys who do, all these people that do drugs, and they do it in their toes, and I'm like, oh my God, like heroin and shit. Nope. I hate my feet already. Like I don't like feet. Ugh.
No, I don't either.
Ugh.
I'm with you there.
Even my feet right now are just recoiling. Um,
No, just the thought of even stepping on a Lego is bad enough.
I
Much less
know.
putting a needle in there.
Okay. We're gonna stop talking about feet
Yeah.
and
Go back
different
to
things. Like
ginger
I have a
snap.
little bit of a
But
phobia
yeah,
I
like
get
he could have actually given her the shot
somewhere else,
somewhere else,
where
like the
she,
fingers.
yeah, something. But
Yeah,
she chose, he was telling her about the vagina, stuff. So
yeah.
whatever.
So that's where she got the shot when she finally got it.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Nope.
I would have
Nope.
just turned into a werewolf.
Yep, it's not worth it.
They're like,
Just turn
sorry,
into.
Tyler, you're gonna die in a few days.
I mean, because like really, she's just delaying the inevitable anyway.
Yeah, it's
She
gonna
know
happen no matter what.
either she's gonna have to kill herself or she's gonna have to. And she even asked the girl to kill her, but she
Yeah,
doesn't. She sends her down the thing so
yeah,
that she could actually have her so she could kill her grandma. I guess. Like I don't know if that was the ultimate plan because it was that like welcome home grandma sign at the end or
yeah.
whatever.
I remember that.
And I'm like thinking, and like she was talking about having beasts that could do her bidding, and
Yeah,
shit. And I'm like thinking, she gonna,
her superheroes.
yeah, that she's gonna
She
sick
stuck the
those.
stickers on her drawings. You remember the drawing of Bridget as a
Yeah,
werewolf?
look
She
cool.
stuck a tattoo on her.
Yeah, look good.
And then she actually kept her as a pet.
I know. With the
That's
other
crazy.
werewolf, I don't know if the other werewolf
No,
survived
the
or
other
not.
werewolf they killed.
Are you sure he was dead or not?
Yeah, I think he was dead because they set up all the traps.
Well, all I know is the reason I say that and the reason I ask is because there's that one point where it they thought they killed it, then it bit Bridget and
Yeah,
then pulled Bridget down down into the hole with him.
yeah,
So and then you see it kind of laying down there and I was like thinking maybe it's still alive, but that's I'm guessing that's never. I mean, because you never see it woken up. You just see the boards moving at the end, so
yeah,
it's some. Bridget's down there at least.
yeah.
So Bridget is probably the only one that's still alive. Um, but damn, man, like she went after Alice, and I mean, it
Yeah.
was just, and I don't know what her like reasoning for anything of this is, except she's like really fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
Would be my guess. So I don't know. There's just a lot of like weird, crazy shit that happens in this movie.
Exactly.
Which was kind of cool because like the first movie was very kind of straightforward,
Yeah.
like you sort of understood everything that was going on. It wasn't very kind of harder to understand. This one, you
Yeah.
really didn't know what was going to happen next. And
Exactly.
I kind of like that, but then in the same sense, I almost kind of miss the straightforwardness of the first one because at times I was just like, okay, do they have an idea what they're doing? Or they kind of making it up as they go. That seemed to be like, all of a
Yeah.
sudden now she's bad. Oh, all of a sudden this is gonna happen. Oh my god, right? Like I could kind of see the writer coming up with ideas and going, oh my god, this would be cool. Oh, this would be cool. Let's do this. Let's do
Yeah.
that. And all of a sudden, like it's like way too many twists and turns. You know, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
20 minutes, the last 20 minutes of the movie had like 10 twists and turns in it.
Exactly.
It was like, whoa, whoa,
You never
whoa.
knew what was coming.
You didn't, but like in the same sense, I was like, dude, these people know what's coming. The writers, directors, or they just kind of, like I said, making up as they go. But whatever.
Like I didn't expect Tyler to drive out there and meet him.
Well, yeah, I thought he was gonna call Alice to begin with,
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
and get them in trouble. But then again, he was probably thinking he was gonna get some from Bridget,
Yeah,
for doing all the shit for them. It got
probably.
really weird at times, and everything. But I think that was like obviously that was the point of the movie.
Yeah.
It was meant to be sort of this strange kind of sequel, not
Yeah.
they didn't want to do the same thing have her like become friends with this other girl. But then she sort of becomes friends with Ghost enough where she like she became friends with this little girl and kind of became her uh her little sister,
Yeah.
and stuff. So I kind of liked that. I like that pretty much most of the time Bridget was telling Ghost to go away,
Yeah.
like leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered. And it felt very almost sort of real of like how somebody would deal with a situation that they're in like that,
Yeah.
where they're just like, look, I don't want to become friends with you because I don't want to, eat you, and then feel
Yeah.
feel sorry for this, situation, you know. So I like I said, I really enjoyed it. It had some really fun moments all in all, and but it just wasn't as good as the first one. uh
Yeah.
Once again, with that being said, I really did enjoy this one as a sequel. Now I'm pretty sure I'm not going to enjoy the next one as much. But because it's just going to be weirder,
Yeah.
if that can even happen, Jesus,
Kind of slow too.
is it? Okay.
Yeah. Takes a while.
No. How many times have you watched these movies?
I have no clue. I own them all on DVD.
So you didn't even need to watch, like rewatch. You can just
No.
remember everything. That's
No,
funny.
because I'll watch part one and then I watch part two right after.
Oh, for real?
But I
Okay.
haven't watched part three in years.
So you watch one and two together, like a double feature?
Yeah.
Now, okay, good question about that.
Yeah.
Do they sort of work? Because it was like years apart from each other, that at least a year apart from each other, that the Ginger Snaps one and two, let's see. Uh well, okay, wow. I guess Ginger Snaps 2 and 3 were back to back made,
Yeah,
I
they came
guess.
out a few months ago, or maybe I think a few months apart is when we got them at the DVD store.
Wow. But Ginger
Yeah,
Snaps
but I don't know when they were filmed.
Ginger Snaps 1 was released in 2000, and then
Yeah.
Ginger Snaps 2 and 3 were 2004.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, uh, did it seem to go well with them? Like, because they are 4 years older, did it look like it didn't skip a beat?
Well, it skipped a lot of beats because you don't know how Bridget ended up where she was. She was
Okay.
living by herself in a hotel, but she never spoke about what happened to her family. So you don't know
Mm.
what happened to her mom or the dad. Because the
I
mom, if you remember, she was talking about burning the house down with the dad in it to
uh,
save the girls. But in the second one, they never mentioned the dad or the mom.
Interesting.
So I don't know what happened to him or what happened in the years that she was gone. Like, did she finish school or what? All I know is she just got infected from from Ginger. And then they start up with this second movie where she's already transforming. But
Yeah.
they make it kind of seem like the transformation was quick in Bridget, but it took a month for Ginger.
Well, she also mentions that too, like that it's happening
It's
so
going
quick.
quicker. Yeah, because she was
Yeah.
cutting herself and she was timing how long it took the cuts to heal.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That scene. Oh shit.
Oh God, that
Uh,
that was the start of it. Oh my goodness. And then she broke a mirror
and
in
she had
the
like she had
facility.
notes and everything of like the
Yes,
times and stuff. And I was
exactly. She was
like,
keeping track.
oh my
And then
God.
she had to hide it on her leg at the hospital when she was locked up because she broke a mirror and she cut herself with the mirror to check
Yep.
herself. So she still, that's what I don't get. She can cut herself and they don't see it, but she has to get the shot somewhere where they don't see it.
Right. Wouldn't that
Like
just
they're not
heal?
checking her body. If yeah, it would just heal
Oh, no, I don't know because there was
because she still had the track marks on her arm though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was about to say
Yeah,
that because they had the track marks. So some stuff doesn't heal apparently.
yeah, evidently.
I guess if
Makes
you
you
do
wonder
hot,
how many times a day she was doing the monk's hood too.
I'm wondering, but see, Yeah, but see, if she got track marks, wouldn't all that heal? Like, if
I
she
don't
gets
think
cut, wouldn't
so.
it?
Her
Yeah,
cuts are healing, so you'd think that the track marks would heal quicker.
well, there you go. There's a little bit of a continuity issue or whatever. I like a little bit of an error right there, but I don't know. Maybe that's the thing of like if you do shots or something, you give yourself shots or and get track marks that doesn't count because remember she was poisoning herself. So wouldn't you think
Yeah,
the poison would heal, or whatever, not like work because what I mean? I guess
you'd think so.
Wolf's Bane would work because that's the whole point. Wolf's Bane.
Yeah,
Wolf's Bane. So anyway, whatever. It's 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 a hard movie to understand exactly what's going on.
yeah.
I do you know if the DVDs have like commentary or anything?
They
That would
do.
be they do. I'd love to listen
Yes.
to that at some point. I gotta buy these movies someday,
Yeah.
and own them all.
The first one doesn't have commentary, but the second one does.
Second one is one I really want commentary for anyway.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
got
because
a
I
lot
want
of special features and stuff like the making of the monster.
because the first one probably they weren't expecting it to do well, so they made a bare bones DVD release of it, and then the second one did.
Yeah.
The second one was made because the success of the first one that they were like, let's
Yeah.
love this. The same thing with Blair Witch 2. The Blair Witch
Oh, I
1 had
love
like
Blair Witch
no
too.
Blair Witch 1 had like barely any special features, and Blair
Yeah.
Witch 2 had like a shit ton of special features.
Yeah.
Because they had like more money and more time and more, they planned everything out more,
Yeah.
marketing. But yeah, Blair Witch 1 and 2 didn't, so and I think wasn't there 3? I don't know.
There was a third one, but it was like supposed to be a remake of the first one, but it wasn't.
Okay.
They went back to find like they were talking like it was a remake.
Oh,
But
okay.
when
I
I
see what
finally
you're
watched it, it wasn't. It was
okay.
all new. They were looking for the Heather Donahue from the first one.
Okay. So it was a sequel, but it wasn't a sequel.
It was a sequel,
Sort of.
yes. But they tried to say it was a remake, and I watched it. I was like, this is not a remake. They need
This
to
is a
learn what a
sequel.
remake is. It's a sequel. It was horrible. Don't watch it.
It's funny because the
Oh
director
my
of
god,
that,
it was worse than the first one.
the director of that
The
is
actors were bad.
the director of that did two amazing movies that I love. One was called You're Next, and the third one is
Oh, I saw
called
that.
yeah, it's a great movie. And the next
Yeah,
one is called The Guest, which I love to death.
I haven't
Both
seen that one.
both movies are great. And then he made Kong versus Godzilla, which or Godzilla versus Kong, whatever way you want to
Yeah.
call it, which I liked, but I didn't like it nearly as much as I was hoping,
Yeah.
and everything. So that
That's
guy's
the
going
newest
on.
one, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that yet.
Well, you should watch it at some point. It's really good. I do
Cool.
recommend. It's just not. I was expecting better. I guess I don't know. But this movie, all in all, once again, I enjoyed it. Didn't enjoy it nearly as much as the first, but
Yeah.
sequels are really hard.
Yes. Especially when they're filmed so far apart.
Well, we've come to the end, and I want to say thank you so much for coming on. Everybody,
Thank you for having me.
everybody know this is October, so when this comes out, obviously 31 days of NDR. So
Okay.
Frights of the Round Table will be already like this. I think October is the last month, so we'll have of the of the year of the season.
Yes.
Not of ever, but of the season.
Yeah.
So everybody check out that, and we'll in Frights of the Round Table will be back in March with brand new guests and everything. So we're really excited about it. And yeah, we've been really busy, and Anna's been joining us for other podcasts and other big
I'm
casts.
having fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you.
whenever we can have
so
her
much.
on. So we'll have her back next year for 31 Days of Indie Horror. Yes, we'll definitely be back next year with another definitely with the Ginger Snaps 3,
Yes.
which I mean, I'm already prepared prepared for it now. Thank you.
Yep, I'm prepared to do it.
Oh, great. Well, I guess it'll be fun for you to revisit that, I guess, since it's the one you
Yes,
really,
watch it again.
least favorite. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed this vidcast, and join us tomorrow for a whole new 31 Days of Indie Horror. Bye.